Hello, everybody. How are you? Great to be here as always. What is it today? It is Friday, 4th of July. Hope everyone's having a great day, getting ready for the weekend wherever you are. Happy Independence Day to all my American brothers and sisters. Hope you enjoy the festivities over the weekends. I know it's quite a big celebration for you guys, lots of barbecues going on, I would imagine. Let's bring you up to date with a few things then. First off, then, if you are one of the prayer warriors out there, Janet Butler's husband has got a few issues at the moment. Got rushed into hospital last night, I believe it was, with hemorrhage, I believe. So if you are one of the prayer warriors, please send her and her husband, lots of them, their way. I'm sure they need it for his recovery. Also, great news. As always, I do say, check your back office. We had a pop-up. It was very early hours UK. For many of you, it was yesterday. But very interesting. I have messaged our CEO, Ashmi Farah, just for a bit of clarification on it. And the reason I'm asking for clarification is because he's calling it O News. And I just need clarification if this is going to be the new name for that pop-up area in the OES, or is this something that is going to be used moving forward? So as soon as I get clarification on that, obviously, I will let you guys know. But one thing's for sure, it's very exciting, isn't it? And if you haven't had chance to read it, please go and over and look at it. Um, Quite timely, really. It's only just over a week ago that we had our last pop-up, which was Winner Winner, Oh Winning. And this one really is more information, I suppose. And it's talking about the Independence Day and reflecting on what that actually means to so many people and the challenges surrounding it, and how something new and exciting is in the pipeline. That this is the beginning, not the end, and the story isn't over. In fact, it is just beginning. So it does invite us to keep checking back for the latest news in that area, whether it's going to be called the pop-up or O News. Okay, I will let you know certainly in the future if I get a message back from our CEO, Ashmi Farah, to confirm that information. But certainly always good, isn't it, to have a pop-up in the back office to bring us up to date. Um, I think it's timely that we saw it. I think that there's a reason behind why we've seen it now. And in my opinion, and it is just my opinion, I wouldn't be surprised if we start getting a bit more information now moving forward. That's for sure. So keep checking. Okay, on a daily basis, you only need to log in once a day just to see if there's anything new there. And obviously, if any of us who do regular lives, webinars, etc., hear anything in the meantime, we'll certainly bring it to you through social media. So there's no excuse for you missing that pop-up in your back office. Okay, as always, I'm continuing my theme of trying to bring something of interest, of value to the table that will help you in your online business. Now, we do talk about online business. Now, everything that I've talked about over the last few weeks doesn't just apply to your business as far as on passive is concerned or the next phase, etc. Okay, everything that I've talked about can be utilized in any business, whether it's online or offline. But obviously, I am very specific in trying to talk about what will help and aid you in your online business. And yesterday, we talked about sales funnels, about the importance of them, and that was off the back of the call to action button, and also the data and information that we had. I've talked also a lot about getting information before you start. Okay. In my opinion, planning out your action is almost more important than actioning your thoughts, because if you haven't got the right information, you're going to end up throwing an awful lot of money at something that doesn't bear fruit. So gaining as much information that is possible prior to doing any marketing campaign in any area for any demographics is certainly time well spent. And you can do all this on your own. You can do it certainly uh, in your own time. You can do it whenever you like. And it's something that I'm working on right now, to be absolutely honest. It's certainly something that I would be looking at, trying to gain information, something I'd be looking at to try and put into place, whether it's just writing notes or whether it is something else. I would certainly be looking at gaining this information now, so that when it comes to putting your plan into action, then you can do that. So today we're going to talk about digital product validation. What's that in real terms? It's basically the process of testing and refining a digital product idea before investing heavily in its development, ensuring it meets a real user need and has a viable market. Now, obviously, the company are going to do this work for us. They're going to obviously develop something that customers need. But doing your own validation within your own business environment will certainly aid you of which areas is going to bear the best fruit. So this involves gathering feedback on your concept of what you are trying to deliver to the marketplace, understanding the user's needs, and validating the core functionality through prototype testing. Essentially, it's about de-risking your product development process by confirming there's a demand for the product and that it solves a real problem for the intended audience. Sounds complicated, but it's not really. Basically, it's what our CEO said. He said, if there is a need for it, they will develop it. What your side should be is validating what areas that you should be putting your products into as far as the marketplace is concerned. And that involves gaining information. Okay. Prior to you doing any marketing whatsoever, you should be able to validate, where am I going to put my advert? What demographics of people am I going to advertise to? What areas of the globe is going to bear the best fruit for me? What time of day is the best time to do adverts in these areas? What age group am I looking at being able to target for what I am going to be selling? All of these things are pre-validation of what you are trying to achieve, so that it gives you the best opportunity to make sales. Obviously, that goes hand in hand with, once you have decided where you're going to do it at various times of the day or whatever it may be, that goes hand in hand of making sure that your marketing campaign is correct for the demographics of what you have decided, that your call to action is correct for the demographics of the places that you are trying to target, that your sales funnel has all of the right credentials for the people you are trying to target. Now, you can have various sales funnels for various age groups and various demographics. You don't just have to stick with one. You can have multiple, because at the end of the day, it's all about sales. If you notice, many companies use different advertising to target different age brackets and different demographics of people. Look at fast food, for instance. Okay. they have different adverts for different things. Look at clothing companies, looking at supermarkets, all these sort of things have different marketing campaigns that will target different age groups and different brackets of people. Why would you be any different? Why would you just stick with one marketing campaign, one funnel, one call to action when you can have as many as you like? That is going to bear you the best fruit of your sales that you can possibly make. And this is the marketplace what we're going to be in. Okay. Sales mean commissions. Okay. Very, very simple mathematics. The more sales that you make, the more profit you're going to make. So what you want to do is to put yourself in the best possible case to make as many sales as possible. So let's have a little bit more of a detailed look at what is the process, okay, that you need to do. First of all, you need to define the problem and target audience. This means clearly identifying what the customer is looking for and giving them the product that solves the problem that they are looking to have solved. Okay, so first off, you need to know who's experiencing the problems that your product is going to solve. Okay, so you're flipping it straight over. Okay, and this makes a really good way of gaining information. Okay, asking people, putting a questionnaire out of what problems people are having online. So you can start with, we are a new IT company. We're looking at developing new products and services for the industry. We are gaining information of what customers are looking for from digital products and services to make their lives easier in various places. Okay, and you can list whatever you want. This is going to get you the information that you need, because what you're doing is you're not selling anything. Okay, you're asking a question that will help somebody solve their problem. See what we're doing here? What we're doing is flipping it back to the customer. We are obviously the developers. We are the people who are going to have the digital products that we're going to then offer to the customers. But prior to that, we're saying, what is it actually that you need to make your life easier? What are you looking for that is going to help you to make your life easier? And once you gain that information, okay, from those people, that data you can then use to market to those people. Because once they've filled a questionnaire out, guess what? You have their data. So that you can then market to the questionnaire that you've given out, that you've received back. You can then offer these people very specific products and services that you are going to stand a better chance of selling, because it's something that they have already said they're looking for to make their lives easier. See what we're doing here? This is information overload as far as making sure that you get the right product in front of the right person, targeted audience. So creators use personals to better understand your target audience needs, behaviors, and motivation. This is where this information is very, very good. You can also use any of the AI bots out there at the moment to design your questionnaire. Okay, you can go to, we'll just say ChatGTP, for instance, but there's many out there right at the moment. And you can say, can you design me a questionnaire with these specific pinpoints within it? And it will spill out a good worded questionnaire for you that you would be able to use, whether it's social media, whether it's email campaigns, or wherever it may be, to send out to whoever you want to get the information back. This is going to aid you to then target the right people with the right products and services, i.e., giving you a much better chance of making those sales. So research existing solutions and identifying the gaps in the market also helps. Why? Because what you're doing is you're asking these people, what can we do to help you? Where is that gap in the market that you are missing, that you want to see out there in the digital world? If you can do this and get that information, and we have a product that actually fits that solution for that person, then you stand again a much better chance of a sale. And that's what it's all about. But without getting the information first, you don't know what that person's looking for. So use tools like Google Threads on social media to gauge interest in your product idea. Okay, Google Trends. I never heard of that before. There's something that you can look at to get your information. Analyze competitors, products, and customer reviews. Go to people that have similar products and service to ours. Okay, go to the review section and read the people's reviews of that product and service. Look at the positives, but certainly look at the negatives reviews and see how yours is a solution to that negative review problem. See what we're doing here? All the time, we're gaining information, we're gaining data as to how we are going to target people so that we get the best outcome for our business. Also, build a minimum viable product. Heard that one before, haven't we? An MVP. Okay. We've heard Ash talk about this before, haven't we? A few years back. Okay. It is again really important. Okay. Develop a basic version of your product with the core functionalities. What does this do? This is a really good tactic to use within marketing. You could give it free, for instance. You can give a product like we'll take OConneX. We know this one. Okay, we could give a minimum value product to the customers for free that only has certain features of the product that is working for those customers, but it actually has loads more. And then they would upgrade and pay for it. But what it does is it allows for that testing, okay, to be done on the products. You get feedback from the customers, okay, without any real significant investment from yourselves. You then can convert these people to upgrade, okay, to a better version of what they are already using. But it allows them to test the water on that product for free or for a trial period, for instance, or whatever it may be, so that they find the value in what they have got, and they're more inclined then to go on and purchase because they can utilize everything that they are having within that product. Again, see what we're doing here. We are the hardest part of any marketing or any sales is always getting the person interested. Once you've got that person interested, okay, then you can utilize everything that you have got to make more sales or to upgrade or whatever it may be. I can remember from my time in the hotel industry with my father and his place, and with the restaurants, etc., and the pub. There's a very good saying, okay? An empty room, you haven't made any money out of an empty room. It's better to sell it for that one night for £5 than have it empty. Why? Because if somebody stays, you've got more chance then of selling them something else. They might buy a drink, they might buy a meal, they might add breakfast on, they might buy a cup of coffee, etc., etc. The hardest part of any business is getting that person interested in you or your products. Once you have got them, then you can then utilize that to then go on to hopefully interest them more in your other products and services that they might want to buy. This is why it's really important to give something so that they start trusting you, they start understanding what your products are, and all the rest of it. So, gathering that feedback, conducting user interviews and usability tests, etc., of what they are wanting really is important. This creates surveys that you can gather feedback for on your concept and what they are looking for. You can use online communities, for instance, and social media to engage with your target audience. Just go searching in social media for people, for instance, forums, etc., are normally the best place you can go to for people. Okay, you don't necessarily have to write anything in the forums, but certainly read what is there to give you a better idea of the terminologies and the language people are using and what they are looking for usability within your products that you are going to have. Gives you a much better idea. So analyze the feedback that you've gathered and identify the areas that you can then target people with. Make necessary changes, obviously, to your ideas of how you were going to market it based on the feedback that you have got from your potential customers, and continue putting out questionnaires, continue to ask people what they think of the products, how you can improve it, what are they looking for, etc. All of these things build customer satisfaction, customer trust, but more importantly, you are building that relationship with your customer. I think nowadays, more than ever, having a relationship between a business and a customer is even more important than it ever has been. Why? Because nobody trusts anybody anymore, do they? Let's face it, nobody does. And once they find people that they perceive they can trust online, as far as what that company is delivering, i.e., you, with the products, with the services, then they're much more likely to stick with you and buy other things from you because of that bond, that um, community that you have with how you deal with people. Certainly makes an awful lot of sense, especially nowadays in the marketplace. People are really crying out to have that security, I suppose, in an online space. And this is why I certainly believe that part of what you should be doing is having that connection with your customers. It's not just about a sale. You can't just say, oh, fantastic, I've made a sale, move on to the next sale. It's actually more important to build up this relationship with your existing customer base. And that is where you're going to build from. Okay, it's not about sales, 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 sales. If that is your mindset, then it's going to be very short-lived. You should be looking at building a very robust customer base that trust you, that like you, that understand you, that you have rapport with, that you can utilize with your business. This will make your life much, much easier. And how do you do that? Have regular call to actions, have regular webinars, have regular updates, stay in contact with these people, talk in their language. Very important. Don't talk down to people. Talk in the language that they're expecting you to be, and then you won't go far wrong. So let's just clarify all these points. Gaining information prior to making anything, spending any money, is more important than any marketing campaign, any call to action, any sales funnel, or anything like that. The information that you gain prior to doing any of that really is going to make the difference for all of the rest of it. But if you haven't got any information to go on, guess what you're going to do? You're going to be throwing money in an area that you have no idea whatsoever whether it's going to work or not. So start now by getting into forums, going onto Google Trend, looking at what products are trending at the moment, going to those products, looking at the reviews, seeing what people are saying about them. Okay, really does pay dividends in the long run. And if you can do that now, get all that house in order so that you've got a really good idea of where you're going to go as far as marketing campaigns, what country, what time of day is best to market in that country, what demographics of people, what age group, is it male, is it female, what are they looking for, how long do they spend online, is this product going to be viable in that country? All of these things that you can gain, okay, by doing a little bit of research. Use AI like it should be for the benefit of you getting information. Put it into it and it will spill out the other end a really good survey that you can put out there and gain that information back. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. No live from me tomorrow. I'm working over the weekend on the markets. So I'll be back around with Jane on Monday, okay, for another Monday Fun Day. And that's it. Have a great weekend wherever you are. Again, I hope this has been of value. I do like reading all of the comments, by the way, in the videos that you've said that you post in there. So keep those coming. I do try and like as many of them as possible. If you are out and about, have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. That's it from me. Bye for now.